So, welcome today to this special session. Like I told you, this is I normally have this session every last Saturday of the month. I run an academy called the Light Academy. If you would like to join, let me know at the end of the day, and you can reach out to me on my email, warsmiths626 at gmail.com, on how you can be part of the Light Academy. So on the because they have a lot of things that I give out. I coach them. These are people that subscribe for my group coaching and one-on-one coaching and all over the world. We have people that join the Light Academy from India, Canada, US, Nigeria, different part of the world. They are part of the Light Academy. And Light is an acronym. It means like-minded like-minded individuals growing higher together. So it's an academy, and I post content from Monday to Thursday and to Saturday, 6 days in a week. And it's a very rich content, and I challenge them a lot. And that is it's a growth environment where growth becomes a default. So now I want to start with a story about, because when you talk about communication, like I said, there's a current study that was done, a current survey. In this current study that was done, it is done by a group called Wiley Disc Everything. And what they find out in this current study, that it was done with 1,500 HR and leaders, and leaders, L&D leaders. That means leadership and development leaders. So this actually is a very, very powerful survey, and it's so enlightening. It's so it's so eye opening. So this is what they find out at this current survey. They realized that what HR and leadership and development leaders are saying is that, the greatest needs today in industries is the need for communication skill. For communication skills was 64%. Then the need to manage change is number one, is 66%. So I want to look at it. The top three concern, the top three greatest need for any industry today, and this is HR and leadership and development leaders appraisal, their survey. They survey 1,500 of them, and they realized that the greatest need is leading change, because we're experiencing more change. We are living in the days of rapid change, and rapid change come with rapid uncertainties. So leading change is the greatest need, is 66%. And the second one is communication skill. It's something that is highly needed. It ranks 64%. Next to it is learning technology, which rank 35%. And also we have cultural change, which is 30%, and engagement challenge. So that tells you, even if you want to lead change, it takes communication skills to lead change. As a leader, it takes communication skills to lead change. And further in the survey, they now realize that the leadership, there's a leadership shift, especially in this present time that we live in. There's a leadership shift. The leadership landscape has changed. Before, the goal of leadership is environmental control. But now, it is no longer environmental control. It's no longer controlling the environment. Because when you control environment, you do three things. You reduce volatility, you maintain stability, and you manage outcomes. But right now, the 2026 requirement for leadership is stabilizing the people inside the change. It is stabilizing the people inside the change. And in doing this, it is greatly recommended that three anchors are required in stabilizing people inside the change. And these three anchors are clarity, connection, and capacity. I don't want to go deep into that survey. What I want to maintain is this. This survey is so high opening. But what I want to submit to you is this. We are living in a days in which it doesn't matter your profession, It doesn't matter your industry. You cannot move ahead without communication skills. So let me share what Warren Buffett said. Warren Buffett said something. He said, the one easy way to become 50% more than you are now. I want to just think about yourself. Look at where you are right now, and financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. Just think about where you are right now. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, a billionaire and a philanthropist. And this is what he said. He said, the one easy way to become 50% more than you are now, at least, is to earn your communication skills, both written and verbal. So, communication skills, I mean, it's not just only verbal, it's not only when you speak. I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I do corporate facilitation, but it's not only when you speak, even your writing skills is the greatest need of the hour. And personally, I've been studying communication. I've been learning communication this year. My goal is to become a better communicator. And this is what I guarantee you today. You're going to leave here a better communicator than you came. So let me share this story with you. It's a story of an old farmer. And I want to use this to lay the foundation for this teaching. It's a story of an old farmer. So an old farmer once sat before a divorce counselor and sighed. And this is what he said. My wife wants a divorce. My wife wants a divorce. And the counselor said, does she have grounds? Asked the counselor. Does she have grounds? Yes. About 20 acres, the farmer replied. No. I mean, does she have a real suit? Yes, a couple of them. She wears one during the week, the other one on Sunday. I mean, does she have a case? Sure does. I gave her a little black case last Christmas. Finally, in frustration, the counselor asks plainly, what seems to be the problem in your marriage? That's an obvious question. The farmer answered, well, the woman says we just can't communicate. Ooh, this is an issue. Whenever there's a communication problem, it can affect the marriage. It can affect the workplace. It can affect you in any space that you go. Somebody reached out to me a while ago. It's somebody I've known for a long time when I was in medical school. She happens to be a nurse. She lives in Ireland right now. And and she reached out to me. It's been a while, that I've heard from her. And I know there's somebody that knows her. I don't want to mention her name. Somebody knows her on this platform. Sister Joke know what I'm talking about. And this lady, she reached out and she was expressing some challenge she was going through in her workplace that is even affecting her. And I just realized that in talking to her, I realized the major challenge that she has a solution, and that's communication. So I sent a book to her, Everyone Communicate, Feel Connect. And later on, when I was about to start a communication training, I shared with her that I said, this class is going to help you. So I did Elevate Your Communication Season 1 and Transformational Experience. That's a communication training for 5 weeks. That was in January. So she joined the class, and I'm glad she did. Oh, the class took her to a new old level. As I speak with you now, when I see what she does on internet, I am so really very, very, so happy, so glad that she can learn how to become a better communicator. In fact, she shared one of her story in one of her classes, how she was able to connect with someone that naturally she wouldn't do that before. Today, I see her posting on Instagram. She's a very shy person, but because of the impact of that 5 weeks training, her life has been transformed. And that's what I want to show you today. I want to show you. So today, I want to show you first of all. I want to give you a template of what we're going to be looking at with the time that we have. So we'll be looking at firstly the levels of communication. I want to show you there are 5 levels of communication. I'm going to show you the 5 levels of communication. Then after that, we'll be looking at the 5 essentials of communication. Then, under these 5 essentials of communication, I'll be sharing the 16 undeniable laws of communication by Dr. John Maswell. A lot of people, they don't even know that they are laws of communication. You see, one thing about a law is this: ignorance of the law is no excuse. When you violate this law of communication, it's going to come with its own consequence. But when you obey the law of this communication, your communication experience an elevation. So this is why I want to start first by sharing with you the 5 levels. And I want you to pay attention to this. As I share with you these 5 levels of communication, I want you to ask yourself a question. Where am I? Where am I? And as I show you these 5 levels, it's going to be both diagnostic and therapeutic. You'll be able to find out where you are currently. And number two, you will be able to learn how to go from where you are to where you need to be. How many of us like that? Okay, okay. I want to see a show of, I want to see some thumb ups, some thumbs up, if you want to move from where you are now to where you need to be. I'm not seeing any reactions. Maybe I should stop. I want to be sure that you are getting me. So, I mean, if you want to move from where you are now, yeah, yeah, I can see one. Oh, is it only one hand? Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I can see many hands. Okay. Oh, I think some people they are really satisfied with where they are now. They want to pack right there. Oh, yeah. Some people are not putting their thumbs up. I think they are really okay where they are. Listen, I'm putting my hands up. I'm not satisfied where I am. At the moment, I'm reading 7 books on communication, 7 different books. Why? Because I'm not satisfied. And that is what I want to challenge you. Never be satisfied with where you are in your communication, because you can elevate your communication. I want to write it in the, I want to put it in the chat box that I can elevate my communication. I want to put in the chat box. This is a commitment I want to make to yourself. I want to put it in the chat box that I can elevate my communication. I want to put it, there's something about making a commitment. So I want somebody to put in the chat box. Yes, I'm waiting to see it. Yes. I want to put in the chat box that I can elevate my communication. Yes, put it in the chat box that I can elevate my communication. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because if you believe you can, yes, you can. Because belief is everything. You can. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So by the time you leave here, you will be inspired and empowered on how to do just that. Like I told you, if you can elevate your communication, it is going to be very obvious. People will begin to ask you question that what has happened to you, because communication is what we all do every day. And if we do something every day, it is easy to do it anyhow. Because what is easy to do is also easy not to do. So the point we are looking at is how can we do it well? It's not just knowing how to communicate. Jim Rohn said something. He said, if you can communicate, you can get by. But if you can communicate skillfully, you can work miracles. The goal today is to show us how we can work miracles with our communication. So, like I said, I've already prepared some. I've prepared a very great slide for you. I'm going to take us there right now. And what I'm about to share with you is specially made for you, just for you. And I wanted to get this. I normally I like to share without using slides. But today, I just wanted I want to capture some things. I want to capture it. So that's why I decided to put it in this fashion. So here you go. How to become a better communicator that others will love to listen to. This is why we are here today. How to become a better communicator that others will love to listen to. Okay. First of all, one thing I want to maintain to you is this. Of all life skills available to us, communication is perhaps the most empowering. So this is what Brett Morrison said. I want you just to know that of all life skills, think about it. There are so many skills in this life, but of all life skills available to us, communication is perhaps the most empowering. And that's why I want you to take it so serious. Don't take communication skills so casual. That's what a lot of people do. They keep communicating the same way they communicate many years ago, and they have not changed, and they are experiencing a change of result. It is James Allen that said something. He said, men are so desperate to improve their circumstances, but they are not desperate to improve themselves. And therefore, they remain bound. If you are desperate to improve your circumstances and you are not desperate to improve yourself, you will remain bound. So, what we need to change is not the circumstances, it is ourselves. Albert Einstein said something. Albert Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem when you remain at the same level when that problem was created. And this applies to all life skills. So if out of all life skills, the most empowering is communication. So we need to take it so serious. So this is why we are having this teaching. Now, as we move on, I want to show you this. Warren Buffett said, if you can't communicate, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. Nothing happens. I'm now. Well, I know it's referring. It's many men can relate to this, but just think about yourself. Let me make it real to you. I know we have more ladies on the platform at the moment. Let me bring it home to you. Just imagine yourself. You are in a place and you need help, and the place is dark, and you are winking at somebody for help. You are winking at somebody for help in the dark. Nothing will happen. That is how it is if you don't know how to communicate. Even though help is available, but it's dark. Nobody can see you. You are winking in the dark. So, not knowing how to communicate skillfully or communicate well is like winking in the dark. Even though there's help around you, you can't get it because you are in the dark. So we need to realize that we don't have to wink no more in the dark because we can step into the light. So the goal of effective communication should be for listeners to say, so this is how you know if you have effectively communicated with people. After you finish the communication, for the audience to say, me too, versus so what? So if you finish your communication and people can relate with that, oh, me too, me too, me too, me too, I can relate with that. That means that was an effective communication. But when people say so what, that means, what has that got to do with me? That means you have not connected. Because effective communication is not only speaking, it is making a connection. Now, watch this. There's a difference between communication and connection. They are not the same. You see, according to Sean Stevenson, he said communication is merely sharing information. He said, but connection is sharing humanity. That's the difference. So the goal of communication is to make a connection. And that's why I want to define the word connecting. Now, the word connecting, according to Dr. John Maswell, is the ability to identify and relate with people in the way that will increase your influence with them. So that's the definition of connecting. So when you communicate, that's why Dr. John Maswell wrote a book, Everyone Communicate, Few Connect. So I want to think about it. So anytime you communicate, always think about your goal. The end goal of communication is to make a connection. When you communicate and you are not connecting with people, you can't influence people. So the point I want you to think about is start thinking connection. Because when connection is made, it's like talking to somebody on the phone. Have you ever called somebody on the phone before? Hello, how are you? How do you do? Hi, hi. And you can't hear the person, or the person cannot hear you quickly. When there is no connection, there will be frustration. You are frustrated because you are talking, the person is talking, but you can't connect. So that's why the purpose of communication is connection. So don't forget that. That's why everyone communicates, only few connect. So what the few people do differently is what makes communication unique. Okay, now I want to show you right now the 5 levels of communication. So I want to show you, and these 5 levels, they all start with R. R as in Rita. So I want to see, and as I show you these 5 levels, I want to think about, start asking yourself question. And I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to look at those 5 levels and ask yourself, where am I? When you can identify, I remember the first time I learned about the 5 levels of leadership. I was still in medical school at that time. And it was a concern to me. Now, there's a difference between being worried and being concerned. Being worried is when you are focusing on the problem. Being concerned is when you focus on the solution. So I want to focus on the solution. So when I saw that 5 levels of leadership many years ago, oh, when I saw all the levels and I realized I was on the bottom, I like, wow. And it's not just me. Every one of us, medical students, medical doctors, even all our professors, we were all level 1. I saw it from the book, Developing the Leader Within You by Dr. John Maswell. Somebody gave it to me. And I begin to learn that, oh, now that I know I'm on the 0th floor, how can I go up? The good news is you're going to learn where you are on that levels of community. I'm about to show it to you right now. So when you see it, and I will now show you how we're gonna go to each of those. We're gonna explore each of the levels and show you how to move from level 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, from 3 to 4, and all that. Because this is the good news. Communication is a learnable skills, just like leadership. No one was born with it. I don't want to be intimidated when you see somebody that knows how to communicate. They were not born with that. It's just like driving. They learn it. And the good news is you can learn it too. And that's why we are here today. So that you will not just know it, you'll be able to start putting it into practice. Because transformation only happens through application, not information. Information is good, but information is not what results in transformation. It is application. Okay, now let's see. These are the 5 levels. I'm going to put it up. You can use your phone to take a picture because we're going to move so fast. We have a lot of things to deal with. So these are the 5 levels of communication. Like I told you, these 5 levels are very, very, very important because it's good for us to understand them. So the first level that we can see right here is the requirement level. The requirement level. Now, the requirement level is based on position. People have to listen to you because they have to. because you have the position. That's why it's based on your position. That's why we call it the requirements level. It is the entry level of communication, the lowest level of communication. That's where many people just stay. I'm the boss. You need to listen to me. You have to listen to me. Now, the second level is what we call the relationship level. The relationship level is based on personal relationship. This is where you begin to build personal relationship with people. At this level, people want to listen to you because they want to, because they like you. You have taken time to build relationship with them. The third level is the remarkable level. This is based on personal effort, making you to become good at communicating. Now, at this level, you don't just only have the position, and you are not just only building relationship with people, but you are also making a personal effort to become good at communicating. At this level, people listen to you because you are good. You are a good communicator. And I'll show you how to become good. You know, the secret sauce there is FDR. I'm still going to go deep into that. It is finding, developing, and refining your communication style. It is by finding, developing, and refining your communication style. The fourth one is what we call the reason level. The reason level. This is the level of proving, this is based on proving impact. You have a record of proving impact because people seek to listen to you because you add value to their lives whenever you communicate. Here is the process of adding value to people. And this one involves you need to find yourself, know yourself, be yourself, improve yourself, get over yourself, and give yourself. I'm still going to break it down. This is just like a quick view. And the last level is what we call the return level. This is based on your proven track record of consistency and credibility over the years. Like I said, this is just like a quick view. I just wanted to have a quick view to look at it, the quick view. And don't worry, we're still gonna go over it again in case you didn't get everything. Don't worry, we're still gonna go over it again. We're gonna go over it one by one. And the most important thing is this. I'm not asking you to put the answer in the chat. I want to ask yourself, where are you? Are you on level one? Are you on level two? Are you on level three? Or four or five? I'm not asking you to give me an answer. I just wanted to have a just honest reflection. Now, the good news is this: no matter where you are, you can only get better because the promise for this masterclass is to make you a better communicator. And if you can only go from one to two at least, we have fulfilled the aim of this class. But I wanted to go beyond that. Listen, I guarantee you that if you pay attention to what I'll be showing you today and you continue to put it to practice, I guarantee you that you can operate at level 4. Now, watch this. I'm not in level 5 yet. There's one person that I know at that level. The person is behind me. That's my mentor, Dr. John Maswell. He's at that level. That's why I'm learning from him. I went to be with him for for like almost a week in Dallas. It cost money to go to that conference, to buy the flight, to book my accommodation. But the goal is this: when you constantly commit yourself, you can be a better communicator. So now let's take each of those level of communication one by one and let's exploit. So now that we have seen the five. So the next thing I want to do is I want to take it one by one. So let's look at it. So let's take the first two, and I will be going deep. So please, you can take a picture and we're gonna go so fast. So let's look at the 5 levels of communication. This is your roadmap from when people have to listen to you So they can't wait to hear you speak. So the first one, I have a name for each one. The requirement level, I call this the ruler. The ruler. You see, at this level, people listen to you because they must. Because you have the position. Don't forget, you are the boss. You have the position. They don't want to lose their job. So they have to listen to you. Even if they have to pretend, they have to listen to you so that they can keep their job. That's why the purest form of leadership can only be seen in a voluntary organization like church or a non-profit where people volunteer. But if it's in a company or corporate, that is not the purest form of leadership because people can pretend so that at least they can keep their job and they can gossip behind you, behind your back. But the main thing I want to tell you that if you are at this level, you need to move up. If you are at this level, you need to move up. Let me take you back again so that we can get it. And let me take you back. Let me take you back to that first one because we've not really done that first one. So the requirement level is this. So don't forget. Now, what I want you to remember if you are at this requirement level is this. Authority grant is you need to use it ethically, but don't stop here. If you are still in level one, don't stop there. You can use it ethically, but don't stop here. So the second level is what we call the relationship level. Now, at this level, you are not the ruler, you have become the friend. Even though, don't forget, you are the boss, you are the leader, but now you have become the friend. At this level, people listen to you because they want to. Now, watch this, not because they have to. The first level is level one, they listen to you because they have to. But at this level, they listen to you because they want to. Why? They like you, they trust you, they feel connected to you. Now, the quick tip I want to give you that if you want to move from level one to level two, you need to invest in real rapport with people. You have to walk slowly through the crowd. You get to know people's stories, share laughs with them. You have to have genuine curiosity with people. It's very important if you want to operate at this second level. It is at this level they see you as the friend. But what help you to thrive at this level two, the relationship level? You have to build quality relationship. One time I was having a communication class, and one of the normally when I have classes, I attract great people that come to my class from different part of the world. So one of the lady that was in the room, she work at World Bank in Washington D.C. Area, and I was telling them that most of the times when we see people, we will just ask them a question that, "How are you doing?" And we won't wait. We will just continue going, and that really strike a chord in her. She said, "Oh, wow, I've been so guilty about that." I said, "Tell us about it." So she now tell us how many times she will ask people how they were doing that. She won't even wait to hear the feedback. So, and people really know this. And to build real relationship with people, we need to have a genuine interest in them. Genuine interest in people is very, very important. So that is why, we talk about the level one, the requirement level. That's it. That is where to start with. The second level is the relationship level, where you become the friend. You become a friend. People see you as their friend. And the third level I want to take you right now is because we have seen the five levels of communication. We have seen the quick view. So we are breaking it one by one. So let's go to the next, the third one. The third level is what we call the remarkable level. Now, this is what we call the artist. You become the artist right here. At this level, you become interesting. Now, people listen to you because you are good. You are a good communicator. Now, watch this. Level one is all about your position. You've not done anything. It's just because you just have that position. But level two, you've done something. You've built relationship with people. So in level one, they listen to you because they have to. In level two, they listen to you because they want to. But in this level, they listen to you because you are good. You know how to communicate. You are interested. And this is what we call it the artist. And the secret sauce of this communication is what I call FDR. Out of all the presidents that have been president over United States, there's one of them that is most remarkable, and is FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, because he is the only one that has been a four-term president. That's why he is remarkable. So I use it to just to tie it to this FDR. So the secret sauce is FDR. And what does FDR mean? It means find, develop, and refine your communication skills. It is finding your unique voice. It is working on your craft. Communication is a craft that we need to work on. You need to develop it with practice and feedback. When you have an opportunity to speak I'm going to show you how to do that as we close. I'm going to give you some tips. You see, when you have an opportunity to speak somewhere, always get a feedback. By the time you are done finishing, pass a feedback form so that you want to see how do you do. Let people grade you. You want to so that you can continue to find, develop, and refine your skills until every word you speak lands. Because you can speak that way because you have crafted it. And it's so important. No matter what you do, no matter what industry, you can elevate your communication. You can be a better communicator, but it requires intentionality. It is not something that just happens. Becoming a better communicator is not something that just happens, it's something that is made to happen. Jim Rohn said, things don't just happen, things happen just. So it's very important. All I'm sharing with you today, it requires intentionality. So if you want to move from just being a friend where, as a leader, you start, like I said, the first level is requirement level. You are the ruler, you are the boss. The second level is the friend. Is relationship. You have built relationship with people. And it's good to build relationship with people, but you don't want to stay there. So you want to move to the third level where you begin to find, develop, and refine your communication skills. But there's another higher level. So we want to see, now you can move from 3. I mean, it's good to be a good communicator, to be interesting, but watch this. If all you do is to be interesting, people always want more. That's why we want to see the next level is different from just being interesting. This is where you become indispensable. This is where you become indispensable. You see, great communicators, they don't remain on level 3. They move to level 4. Let's see level 4. So level 4 is what we call the reason level. That is when you become the advocate. At this level, you become indispensable. So people seek you out because you add real value to them. You add great value to them. And I want to tell you the truth. You can operate at this level. This is the level where I'm operating right now. Now watch this. You don't have to be a world-class speaker to be at this level 4. All you need is, wherever you are right now, you can walk your way from level 1 to 4. So like I said, level 1, you have the position, you are the ruler. Level 2, you become the friend. It's all about building relationship with people. When people like you, just like when you post anything on Facebook, on any social media, people that like you, in fact, at times they might not even read anything you wrote. They will just click like because they like you. But when you come to the level in which you are really good, they won't just click like because they like you, but because, oh, wow, this one is really good. But this level 4 that we are talking about now, it's a unique level called the reason level. And I want to show you the 6 steps. I want to walk you through the 6 steps where you can really operate at this level. I'm going to put it up again. You can capture it with your phone, with your camera. These 6 steps. I'm going to walk out this thing with you. I'm going to flesh it out with you. I want to make it so practical, so real. Oh, sorry. I moved to the last one. Let me go. Let me take you back to level 4. Okay, level 4. Let's see the advocate. Yeah, this is where you become indispensable. Now, this is it. So the acronym there is FK Big, BIGG. So the first thing is F. You need to find yourself. You need to find yourself. What does it mean to find yourself? Stop trying to be like anyone else. Find yourself. You see, at times, when people want to communicate, discover your DNA. Stop trying to be like anyone else. That is where to begin. You need to find yourself. A lot of people, we don't even know ourselves. Stop trying to be like anyone else. You see, you can either be authentic or synthetic. You can be both. You can either be authentic or synthetic. You can be both. You see, synthetic is what you make up. Authentic is what is in your makeup. They are two different things. Now, let me share this with you because I'm a student of communication and I learn every day. In the context of my learning, one of the books I'm reading now is called You Are the Message by Roger Ives. This man is a communication consultant. He's a consultant to people like President Ronald Reagan. He's a consultant to presidents. And he mentioned something right here. I want to read this thing to you. I want to make this thing so practical. I'm not here to teach theory. Theory doesn't work. And this is what he said. I'm going to read it to you. And from my journal, I just captured yesterday. He said, acting isn't the skill required for effective communication of your own ideas. You see, acting is when someone asks you to be somebody other than who you really are. I know we have some actors here that are listening to this, watching this right now. That is acting. But that is not what you do when you are communicating. On the other hand, performing, that means when you are communicating, is being who you are at your best. Is being who you are at your best. That's what communication is. Communication is being who you are. Listen, you don't have to change who you are because you are communicating. Communicating is being who you are at your best. Every time you are asked to make a presentation, you are asked to be yourself at your best. So to find yourself, stop trying to be like anyone else. The world is looking for you. You are the one they are looking for. When you are speaking, you are the one that they came to listen to. Quit trying to be. Now, listen, I don't have to be like John Maxwell. I love him. He's my mentor. I don't have to. The world is not looking for another John Maxwell. The world is looking for me. The world is looking for you. So you don't have to be like any other person. Don't be a clone. So you need to find yourself. It's so important. You need to find yourself. I've studied great men, great women. Their success begin when they find themselves. There was this young musician in Nigeria when he was coming up. He really wanted to be like another musician. And as long as he is doing that, nobody knows him. He has no identity until he found himself and became even more renowned than the person is trying to be like. Now, watch this. Imitation will put a limitation on your life. Don't put a limitation on yourself. And that's what imitation does. You can be yourself all the time. Someone said, everyone is taking, be yourself. Everyone is taking, be yourself. So I want to encourage you to be yourself. You don't have to be like any person. So find yourself. The second one is know yourself. Know yourself. This is self-examination for self-awareness. So know yourself is examine yourself, ask yourself honest questions, and give yourself honest answers. You need to know yourself, know what you are capable of. And the third step is be yourself. Be your authentic self. Accept yourself the way God made you. Everything still goes back to authenticity. Then the fourth step is improve yourself. Improve yourself. That means consistently develop your communication through trial and error. You're going to make mistake. I'm going to show you in the course of this class, I'm going to show you something I call the success circle. I'm going to encourage you to engage that success circle. You're going to make mistake. Don't be afraid to make mistake. Improve yourself. The greatest room on earth is the room for improvement. So constantly develop your speaking through practice. Then the fifth step is get over yourself. Get over yourself. That means stop focusing on yourself and how you look to others. You see, the reason why people get nervous when they get on the stage, when they get to public speaking, is because they are thinking about themselves. But when you turn the attention to the audience, you become less nervous. And the last step is give yourself. Start thinking about others and how you could help them. Start thinking about others and how you could help them. I believe you are paying attention to this. Like I said, I can guarantee you level 4. I'm not in level 5 yet. But the good news, I want to tell you this. If you work consistently on this, I've told you level 1, you don't need anything. All you need is a position to get to level 1. That's the entry level. So level 2, all you need is to know how to build relationship, how to connect with people. As you learn to build relationship, rapport with people, genuine interest in people, you come to level 2, and people listen to you because they like you. They listen to you because they want to. So level 3 is when you begin to find, develop, and refine your communication skill. That means after you go somewhere to communicate, people give you a feedback. Oh, okay. Wow. While you are talking, you are saying this. Oh, maybe you should stop doing this and all that. You change that. You improve it. So that is how you become good. But this level 4 we are talking about now, watch this. You are adding value to people. Now, what is the difference between level 3 and level 4? This is the difference. You see, in level 3, you speak and people say, oh, that was a good stuff. But watch this. You don't add any value to people. You are interesting. You are really interesting, but you are not adding value to people. Now, the goal of communication is not just to sound interesting, but it to be interested long enough in people that you want people to get something. Now, watch this. At this point, let me share this. One of the things that will really help you to operate at this level 4 is to understand there are two kinds of message. There are two kinds of message. I want you to note this. So we have the big message and we have the best message. There are two kinds of message. Every one of us, we have two kinds of message. Now, what is the difference now? The best message is what you are preparing for. For instance, right now, my best message is how to become a communicator that others will love to listen to, because that is what we are doing right now. That's my best message. On Monday, I'll be speaking to some leaders in Uganda, and some people too will join all around the world. I'll be speaking for a friend of mine, Coach Betty O'Gale. She's based in Uganda. It's a virtual meeting. So I'll be speaking for her. On Wednesday, I have the privilege to be speaking to some leaders in the health sector. I'll be speaking to some leaders. These are top. Some of them, they have 1,300 staff. I'll be speaking to them in Nigeria. So that's it. See, every time you speak, watch this. Your best message always change. Don't forget this. Your best message is never the same. But your big message is the same. So that's the difference. Your best message is never the same because it changes based on the audience, but your big message is the same. So the question is, how do you find your big message? Let me show you. If you want to find your big message, because your big message is your DNA. If you want to find your big message, you need to ask yourself 4 questions. Anytime you are preparing, ask yourself 4 questions. The first question is this: what do I want people to see? What do I want people to see? Because you have to be intentional. What do I want people to see? Because your best message always change, but your big message never change. Your big message is your DNA. So what do you want people to see? The second question you need to ask yourself is, what do I want people to know? What do I want people to know? What do I want people to know? And the third question is, what do I want people to feel? What do I want people to feel? And the last question is, what do I want people to do? What do I want people to do? Now, if you put these four questions at the back of your mind, anytime you are preparing, you will be able to manifest your DNA wherever you go. In anything you do, you become so that is how you operate at this level 4. This is the reason level. This is why people will seek you out, because you are so intentional. For instance, when I speak, I want people to see possibilities. I want people to see possible. I'm a possibility speaker. I want people to see that yes, it's possible. You can do it too. You can do it too. It's possible. For instance, I write books, and by the grace of God, I've written 12 books. One of the young leaders I met in Dallas last week, I just sent her some of the books I wrote. She said, "Oh, this is incredible. But one thing I want to do as I mentor her is, you can do it too. It's possible." That's why I created the Authors Forum, for aspiring authors. This was started May 2024, because people were coming to me that we see you writing books. Can you share with us the secret? So I said, okay, let's have a forum. So we meet every Wednesday. We'll be having a meeting next Wednesday, 4:30. A friend of mine, and Deborah Alt, a master leadership coach, a very great leader. She'll be our guest author. I always bring other authors to share their ideas too. She's a white lady, very unique. She has spoken for us in our conferences before. So, and I love people to see possibilities. So, and the answer to the question is, what do I want people to know? I want people to know that they are valuable. I want people to know, because a lot of people, they don't know they are valuable. They don't know they are what. So I like people to know that they are so valuable. And that's why when I test, I remember there was a lady one time, she came to, I was doing a workshop. So when I was now appreciating her for coming, I was using some word, because she's not used to it. It was very, very odd to her, because she has never been valued like that before. So I want to let people know that they are valuable, because they are made in God's image. That's what determines their value. What determines people's value is not what they do, is for who they are. They are made in God's image. The third thing I want, what I want people to feel, I want people to feel empowered. I want them to feel empowered. You see, when people feel empowered, they believe they can do something. Some speakers, when they speak, they weaken people. People doesn't feel empowered. They make it to feel as if they are the only one that can do it. We don't want to be that kind of communicator. So always make people to feel empowered when you speak. Don't operate as their superior, operate as their communicator. Don't use the word "I have learned," just say "I am learning." Because people doesn't want a teacher that they can sit at their feet. They want a friend that can be at their side. That's how people learn. We're all like that. So the last thing is, what do I want people to do? I want people to apply what I'm teaching and to multiply it by sharing it with others. I want people to apply and multiply. So you can have that, as a starter kit. So this is how you know your big message. Like I said, your big message is always the same, but your best message always changes. So I have taken time to operate at 4, because that's where I'm operating, so that you can know how to really maximize it. So you need to find yourself. You need to know yourself, find yourself, know yourself, be yourself, improve yourself, get over yourself before you can give yourself to the people. But there's a song about it. And after this, I want everybody to go to the YouTube. There's a song by Dr. John Maxwell called "Get Over Yourself." So this 6 step, they sing it as a song. Maybe by the time you listen to it, it will stick to your mind. So there's a song on YouTube by Dr. John Maswell. It's called "Get Over Yourself." Just type "Get Over Yourself" on YouTube by Dr. John Maswell. You will see this song. They talk about these six steps right there. I'm not a singer. I will have sang it for you, but you can go to YouTube. It's already on YouTube. Okay, now let's move on now. So let's go to level five. Like I told you, I'm not in five yet. It takes a lifetime of effort to get to five, but that is where I aspire to go. So let's see what level five looks like. That's what we call the return level. This is when you become the icon, you become unforgettable. Because people eagerly listen to you because of your proven track record, because of who you are. You have a moral authority like Dr. John Maswell, like Les Brown, like Jim Rohn before he died. These are people that operated. Anthony Robbins, they are leaders that operate at this level. This is built on years of focusing on others, adding value to people, of consistency, credibility, and unforgettable result. That is where I aspire to be. I'm not there yet. The final challenge is we need to aim to earn a reputation. We need to aim to earn a reputation so magnetic that your speaking event becomes the event people circle on their calendars. That is where I aim to be. Now, I have shared with you, and we have seen. In case you came late, you're going to get the recording. So, what we have seen so far are the five levels of communication. So, and I've taken time to go deep into each level. So, the next thing I want to show you right now are the five essentials of communication. You see, there are five levels of communication. I've taken time to break it down. Now, I want to show you the five essentials. Now, another thing I'm going to do is this. As I'm showing you the five essentials of communication, I'm going to also show you the 16 undeniable laws of communication. These laws is based on the book 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication by Dr. John Maswell, my mentor. But this is what I want you to get. Each of these law, I'm going to show you, as I mentioned, as I show you the five essentials of communication, I'll be showing you the law. Each of these law, they fall under different five essentials. So my goal today is to make communication so simple for you to understand. Because I want to be here, because if you need to know there are levels to these things. And now I want to show you there are five essentials of communication. Now you also see the laws and how those laws fit under the essentials. By the time we now understand that, I will take one of the law as a case study. I will now give you a background story and now show you how you can practically be a better communicator. Wow, you are getting all this for $0. Wow, is that not something? Now, listen, it's my way of helping because I want to see people to elevate their communication. Listen, I'm not doing this because of monetary gain. My life is all about service. I want you to be a better communicator. You see, when I see people with potential that they are not reaching their potential, I'm not happy. One of my life work is to help people to reach their potential. I'm working on a book coming out this year. It's called Unlocking Your Infinite Growth Potential. I can't wait for that book to come out. Because I believe everyone. Now, watch this. Potential means nothing if you don't do anything about it. Potential means untapped power. And a lot of people, I mean, and that's why I went to medical school, and after I just realized that I could help people more. The last time I practiced medicine was 2008. I was also why? Oh, why did you leave me? Because I found that I can be of more value to people than just wearing what coat. I'm not against some. I have some people wearing white coat. They are here today. I love them so much. They are still my friends. But one thing I want you to know is this: reaching your potential is my own call. That's my calling. That's my mandate. And this is why I want to help you with this communication. So let's quickly go to and look at the essentials of communication. Let's look at the essentials of communication. There are five of them. So let's jump into them quickly. So let's look at them. There are 5 essentials of communication. The first one is who says it? Who says it? That is the messenger. Who says it? The second one is what is said. That is the message. The message. The next one is how it is said. How it is said. So this is what we call the delivery. How it is said. The fourth one is when it is said. That is the timing. And the last one is why it is said. So that is the reason. I believe we all got that. Who says it? What is said? How it is said? When it is said? Why it is said? So quickly, so let me now go into each of them. So let's break it down. So now I'll be giving you the essentials. With each of those essentials, they come with the laws. So the first one is who says it. It has 3 laws under it. So the first one, who says it, is the messenger. That is where to begin. The first essentials of the communication is who says it, because the messenger is so important. That's why, you see, one of the book I'm reading here is, let me show you one of the books I'm reading. Like I said, I am a communication student. I'm a student of communication. This year, I've chosen to study communication. So that's why I've done a class, Elevate Your Communication. I've done season 1. I'm doing season 2. In fact, as soon as I finish this class, in the next 47 minutes, I'm finishing the season 2. Season 2 is closing today. But the season 3 is starting April 4th. For those of you that want to be a part of it, I will give you opportunity to join. If you want to sign up for season 3, it's starting next Saturday. So like I said, because I personally am a student. We are using 1 book for the class, but I am reading 7 books. So this is one of the books I'm reading. You Are the Message, by Roger Ailes. Roger Ailes is a communication consultant. Is a consultant to president. You Are the Message. You can get the book. It's a very good book. I read the book every day. And one thing unique about the book is the book helps us to understand that you are the message. That is why the essentials of communication start with you, the messenger. It starts with the messenger, because people see you first before they see your message. Now, under this, we have 3 laws. So let's look at the 3 laws that are identified with this. So the first law is the law of credibility. And this law says the most effective message is the one that you leave. The most effective message is the one that you leave. That's why it's so important. You see, I don't believe in, people say something, oh, practice what you teach. No. I don't believe in that. I believe in teach what you practice. Listen, practice what you teach is a level. What they say, higher level. Teach what you practice. You see, the people that teach what they practice, they are practitioners. The people that are trying to practice what they teach, they are philosophers. So that's the difference between the philosopher and the practitioner. Look at what Dr. John Maxwell said. Dr. John Maxwell said, teaching people what to do is easy. It is easy to teach people what to do. It's easy. He said, showing them how to do it is much more difficult. Anybody can teach people what to do. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do that. You see, that is why, there is this problem with some people that they want to call themselves influencers. They call themselves influencers, and they want to separate their public life from their private life. You see, I read a book this morning, listen, I feel like camping with you all day and sharing so many things with you. Now, one of the books I'm reading is by my mentor, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. So in this book, there's a chapter I am on right now. I've read this book before. I'm reading it again, for many times now. I'm reading the law of modeling, and it's talking about the qualities of a good mentor. Now, the law of modeling said it is hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow. It is hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow. Now, it talks about in this book, at the point it was sharing a story of two derelicts. Derelicts are people that maybe they have abused themselves with drugs, they end up on the street, homeless, and they were lying down at the park. And one of the guys said, "The reason I'm here is because I refuse to listen to anyone." And the second one said, "The reason I'm here is because I listen to everyone." Now, watch this. One refused to listen to anyone. The second one listened to everyone, and they both ended in the same place. So the problem is this: in choosing a mentor, you need to know what you are looking for. Don't just choose anybody as your mentor. So this is a digression. Let me just quickly give you the 5 qualities of a good mentor. Number 1, a good mentor is a worthy example. Whenever you want to seek mentorship, that person have to be an example, a worthy. It's not enough for the person to have professional skills and ability. That person must be of an example. It's so important. The second quality is a good mentor must be available. Availability is key. Availability is key. The third quality is a good mentor must have a proven experience. It must have a proven experience. Number 4, a good mentor must possess wisdom in that area that you are seeking for mentorship. And number 5, a good mentor provides friendship and support. But the part I want to really emphasize here is a good mentor must be a worthy example. Now, this is what somebody said. This man is an author. His name is Gordon B. Hinckley. He said, "It is not wise or even possible to divorce private behavior from public leadership." He said, though there are those who have gone to great lengths to suggest that this is the only possible view of enlightened individuals, they are wrong. They are deceived. By its very nature, true leadership carries with it the burden of being an example. That means true leadership carries the burden of being an example. Is it asking too much of any public officer elected by his or her constituents to stand tall and be a model before the people, not only in the ordinary aspect of leadership, but in his or her behavior? If values aren't established and adhered to at the top, behavior down the rank is seriously jeopardized and undermined. So what it means is this: don't let somebody be your mentor who has a questionable personal life. And they can say, well, what I do off the screen doesn't matter. No, it matters. It matters. I believe in that. So what we are talking about is the law of credibility is very important. So your credibility as a communicator is the message you leave. You can't lead what you have not lived. My recent book that I wrote, my book number 12, is called Leader, Lead Yourself. Leader, Lead Yourself. It unveils the 10 pillars of personal leadership. I've never seen a book on personal leadership like this. It's not because I wrote it. There's not one. That's why I wrote that book. 10 pillars. And the acronym is leadership. But the point I want to get to is this: credibility matters in communication. So don't tell people what you are not doing. Don't tell people what you're not doing. It doesn't carry weight. It only carries weight when you do it. So that is where to start from. So I took time on that one, the law of credibility. So the most effective message is the one that you leave. The second law, which is under the messenger who says it, is the law of observation. Now, this law says good communicators learn from great communicators. Good communicators learn from. That means if you want to be if you want to be a better communicator, I want you to identify great communicators that you can learn from. Case in point, every day I learn from Dr. John Maswell. I watch him speak on YouTube. I learn from Jim Rohn. I learn from Les Brown. At least those three from Monday to Saturday. I listen to them not for a long time, because the more you listen to them, the more you can learn. And that is how you can find, define, and refine your communication skills. So listen to them. Just ask yourself, what makes them to hold people's attention? What are they doing right? There's a lot of TED Talk. You can listen to the first 10, the most watched TED Talks. You can watch it. You can Google it on YouTube and learn from them. If you want to be a better communicator, you need to embrace this law of observation. You need to observe. And when you have a chance, you can go and watch those great speakers live. I did that last week. I was in Texas. I was watching great speakers. I was watching John Maswell on stage. Before we took picture together, I was watching him speak. And there's other great speakers too. They were there. So if you don't have an opportunity to attend a live event, go to YouTube. There's so many opportunities where you can learn. So don't forget, the law of observation is key. It's a very powerful law. Good communicators learn from great communicators. There's a lot to learn. Then the third one is the law of conviction. The law of conviction says, the stronger you believe it, the more you feel it. The stronger you believe it, the more the people feel it. People can feel conviction. Now, like I said, I am currently doing a class, and one thing I do in my class, apart from we go over the book together, I give them the acronym. So when we did this conviction, maybe we don't have enough time. Let me see if I can give you quickly. So when we did this class on conviction, so someone there's someone that attended the class. She's smiling now, Sister Sylvia. So she now watch this. So when I gave them the acronym, and this is what I gave them. I showed them that about this conviction. If you want to communicate with deep conviction, do this. I'll be very fast because there's no time. I just want to help you with this. So if you want to communicate with deeper conviction, I want to do this. The acronym is conviction. I'll quickly go ahead and do it. C, there must be clarity of belief. You must have a clarity of belief. Know exactly what you stand for. You must be clear about what you believe. Then the O, ownership. Don't borrow another person's passion. Don't repeat ideas that have not worked for you. You have to own the message. Let it be your own message. Borrowed conviction have no passion. Therefore, it has no power. Then N, you must have non-negotiables. What truth are you unwilling to compromise? For instance, there's some things I can't speak about because I'm not convinced about that. There's no amount of money you can pay me to come and speak on LGBT. There's no amount of money. I'm not convinced. So it's non-negotiable for me. There's some things I can't speak about. It's non-negotiable. So the only thing you should speak about is something you are convinced about. Then the next alphabet is V, value alignment. So you have to ask yourself, does your life align with your message? Nothing weakens communication faster than inconsistency. When your life does not align with your message. When your life backs your words gain weight. Then the next alphabet in conviction is I, inner fire. Conviction begins internally before it shows externally. Conviction is what you have to ask yourself, what fuels your belief emotionally? So it is an inner fire. The next alphabet is T, truth anchored. Conviction must be rooted in truth, not ego. Your conviction must be rooted in truth, because strong conviction without truth becomes noise. It doesn't matter what your conviction, if it's not true, it is just noise. It has to be rooted in truth. Truth means original information. The next alphabet is I, influence through emotions. Conviction transfers emotion. When you hear people of conviction, it transfers emotion. D.L. Moody was speaking somewhere. Two atheists, they were outside, and one of them was about to go in. And one of the atheists says, "Oh, why are you going to listen to that man? I know you don't believe in what he's saying." He said, "Yes, I don't, but I think he believes in what he's saying. Because D.L. Moody believes in what he's saying. I want to listen to someone that believes in what he's saying." So, and that's it. So conviction is transferred through emotion. Emotion drives action. The next alphabet is O, obedience to your calling. Conviction is sustained when you know you are assigned to the message. There are some message you know that this is your own assignment. You know it. And they have become your life message. Either you act or you speak. You know, you are not just doing it for the money. For instance, what I'm doing now is my life message. I believe in communication. I believe in becoming a better communicator. I'm convinced about it. When you speak from calling, not convenience, your authority increases. The next alphabet is N, no retreat. And that's the last alphabet, no retreat. Conviction does not disappear under pressure. No matter how pressured you are, when you are convinced about something, it grows stronger. True conviction remains steady in applause and opposition. Wow, I just gave you that one. Let's move. We still have a lot of fish to fry. Let's move. I just gave somebody that because I want you to communicate with conviction. So that acronym that I just shared with you is how to communicate with deeper conviction. These are the things that people enjoy when they come to my class. Yeah. Okay. Let's say the second essentials of communication. What is said, the message. So under this one, there are three laws. The law of preparation. The law of preparation. So what this means, you cannot deliver what you have not developed. You cannot deliver what you have not developed. Now, what this is all about is that, you see, a lot of people, when you have an opportunity to speak somewhere, you need to prepare. And preparation is in three phases. Number one, people preparation. You need to find out something about the people you are going to serve. Find out what are they interested in. The second preparation is personal preparation. Personal preparation is you need to know yourself. People preparation is know your audience. And the last preparation is professional preparation. You need to know your content, know your stuff. So it's so important. Those are the three levels. So because you cannot deliver what you have not prepared. Now, talking about preparation, there are two approaches. Number one, you can either work for it or wing it. What does it mean to wing it? To wing it means you are called to come and speak somewhere and they gave you time. You didn't prepare. You just go there and you start saying anything that comes to your mind. That's winging it. Now, one thing about preparation is this. If you disobey this law, it means you are disrespecting the people you are serving. You are not honoring them. For instance, I took time to prepare for this, even though it's free. But your preparation is a gift to your audience. Either free or not, your audience deserve your best. They deserve your best because it's an honor to them. I won't say because I'm speaking for free and I won't give my best shot. You will give it your best shot. It's so important. So preparation, you cannot deliver what you have not prepared. So I want to encourage you, whenever presentation you are going to do, prepare. You need to do your research, do your homework very well so that you can really help the people. This is how to operate at level 4. Like I told you, I can show you how to operate at that level because that is where I operate. Now, the next one is the law of collaboration. In fact, today in the class I'll be doing very soon, that's what we are doing today. Now, this means some of your best thinking will be done with others. Some of your best thinking will be done with others. Like I said, this is still under the message, what is said. Some of your best thinking. I saw that in my books. When I started writing my books, initially, I wasn't sharing with people. But as I begin to share my book with people, the ideas and even the cover and all that, things begin to get better. Because collaboration is not 1 + 1. Collaboration is 1 and 1. 1 + 1 is 2. 1 and 1 is 11. Collaboration is for multiplication. So, for instance, maybe you are going somewhere to speak and you know somebody that knows something about that. So, one way to collaborate is maybe you are going to speak on something and you know somebody that have written a book on that. You can buy the book. So, when you read the book, because you are taking your thinking to another level, because shared thinking is life changing. That's how to collaborate. You can collaborate by listening to another person that have said, that have spoken on that subject, that have written on that. That's what I'm doing now. I'm reading books on communication. That's collaboration. I'm collaborating with them to take my understanding of communication to a higher. For instance, this class I'm teaching, I've read like 7, 8 books to teach it. That's collaboration. If I just give you what I know, you won't enjoy it like this. So that is what we call the law of collaboration. You can collaborate from people that you know, and also with people through their content, you can collaborate. So the world has become digital right now. So the next one is the law of content. When you have something worth saying, people start listening. So those are the 3 laws under what is said. Let's go to another one because of time. We're going to rush so fast. The next one is how it is said. Now, under this, we have 6 laws because the delivery is so important. We have looked at what is said, who says it, what is said, but this is how we do communication matter. So this is how we really communicate. The first law right here is the law of connecting. Dr. John Maxwell said this law is the most important law out of those laws because communicators know it's all about others. For instance, when you are communicating, I want you to know that it's all about others. It's not about you. You are not the hero. You are not the star. You are just reflecting the light. The people you are communicating to, they are the hero. They are the stars. You are just reflecting the light. It's so important to focus on them. It's all about them. So if you want to connect to people, it's all about others. It's not about how you look. It's not about how you appear. No, it's all about others. So don't forget that. Connecting is all about others. Great communicators, they know that connecting is all about others. It has nothing to do with you. So stop taking yourself too serious. The next one is the law of leverage. Good communicators lead with their strengths and use them often. So I will show you your 4 primary communication. I'm gonna show you that one. I'll break this law down, the law of leverage. I promise to do that in a few minutes from now. So the next one is the law of anticipation. The law of anticipation. When you can't wait to say it, they can't wait to hear it. Now, what this law means is as a communication, when you are communicating, there's a way you make people to, because anticipation is the key to participation. So when you tell people that, oh, I'm about to share 3 things with you right now, the first time you say, oh yeah, people are waiting. Okay, wow. Okay, what are the 3 things? They are waiting. See, it's like you are putting them in suspense that, oh, after I share these 3 things with you, oh, your life will never be the same again. Oh, what are the 3 things? What are the 3 things? You see, these 3 things have really changed my life. And I know it's gonna, oh, they say, what are the 3 That is how to operate that law. Can you see right now? You are creating an hunger. People want to get the 3 things. Oh, these 3 things. In fact, there are 3 people that I know that have applied it, and this one applied it, and the next thing they want to know is, what are the 3 things? Can we just know it? That is the law of anticipation. You have to get people anticipating, because that is how participating happens, through anticipating. Anticipation is what draws people to participation. So the next one is the law of simplicity. Oh, I love this one. Communicators take something complex and make it simple. Now, watch this. Taking something complex and making it simple. Somebody was asking me, how do you do your acronym? I just love it. Listen, it is not only through acronyms alone you can make something simple. Wherever way you can take something that is complex, intangible, and make it tangible. Find a way to do it. At times, that's why you need to work hard on your message to break it down. I like to make things simple to people. I found out my gift for mnemonics, acronyms when I was in medical school. I just, when we are taught something, one of our professors, when I was in medical school, one time he was mentioning that the way they define asthma, it shows that the people that define it, they don't really understand it because it is too, the language is too big. Albert Einstein said, until you can explain it simply, you don't understand it truly. So, and that's it. So, as a communicator, we want to do the hard work. It is hard work to take something complicated and make it simple for people. And this is part of the delivery. The law of simplicity is very important to do the hard work. You have to do your research. Find out, how can I always ask yourself before you do any presentation, how can I make, is there any way I can make this more simpler for people to understand? There's always a way. Find a way. Now let's look at we also have under this law of delivery, we have the law of visual expression. The law of visual expression said, show and tell is better than just tell. Show and tell. So what this means is, for instance, as you see me now, I am doing this presentation. Well, I'm sharing slides. So that is, I'm obeying the law of visual expression. So I can just come and just share without showing any slide and can just tell you. But because I'm showing you and I'm telling you, that is the law of visual expression. Can you see that law now? So show and tell is better than just tell. So at times you need to show people something. I remember, because one time I said I was speaking, I don't want to use slides. And after I finished, my mentor, she happens to be there. She's also one of the speaker, and she's the Elizabeth McCormick. Currently she's the 11th motivational speaker in the world. And she now texted me, say, Michael, you should have shown them, should have put that 10 pillars on a slide. I said, oh wow. And so next time when I had the opportunity, I make the adjustment. So show and tell is better than just tell. Because at times, many people learn visually. So what people see, and initially when I started teaching, I didn't do this right. I didn't do this law right. I find that I have a lot of things to share even when I do things on Zoom, and people will say, why don't, oh, please, can you show it to us? So I find that people love to see it. And that's what we call the law of visual expression. So don't break that law. If you can, it's good to show people. Show and tell is better than just tell. The next one is the law of storytelling. Wow. People see their own lives in stories. Now you see, I can talk about this from the beginning to the end because and this law is one of the law we're going to talk about in the season 3. We are starting next Saturday, and next Saturday is one of the laws. When we get there, I have a lot that I'm going to share with the people that's going to be in the class because storytelling is so important. You see, when I first of all learn professional speaking, and I said, why should we tell stories? Can't I just say what I want to say? And I realized, wow, I didn't know anything about storytelling. But using stories is so powerful in communication. So because people can see themselves in your story. In fact, I can tell you 12 ways to make your commission more powerful with story, but I won't say it because we don't have time to do that. There's no time for us to do that. Let me just quickly go and finish this because I have another class in 20 minutes. Okay, so let's go to the next essentials of communication is what we call when it is said. This is the law of timing. So under this, we have to learn the law of thermostat, which says communicators read the room and change the temperature. Now, at this point, I want to say this thing. You cannot lead the room until you understand how to read the room. You can't change. Every room has a temperature. Some rooms are cold. I'm not talking about physical temperatures. For instance, when you go to a formal gathering, that's a cold room. But there's a way you can warm the room up and make it informal. So there's a difference between the cold room and a warm room. So let me just give you the difference because of time. So let me give you a few difference between the cold room and a warm room. So a cold room is where we have a formal gathering. A warm room is where we have informal gathering. A cold room is where people are required to attend. Maybe you go somewhere to make a presentation, and I have a regional vice president right here that people are just required to attend. They don't really want to be there. That's a cold room. You can see it in their attitude. They don't want to be there. They are only there because they want them to attend. But a warm room is people wants to attend. For instance, this Zoom that we are having. It's a warm room. People really want. It's so many people were invited. It's people that really want that came. This is a warm room. A cold room, they are unfamiliar with you. So anywhere you go somewhere that they don't know you before, that's a cold room. A warm room is they are familiar with you. A cold room is they are unfamiliar with the subject you want to talk about. A warm room is where they are familiar with the subject you want to talk about. A cold room is you are uncomfortable. A warm room is where you are confident. So I just gave you that difference. So that shows you. And that's why you have to read that temperature before you can change it. It's so important. So that is their dimension to it, but there's no time. I just gave you a few of that. The next one is what we called the law of change up. The law of change up says sameness is the death of communication. Sameness is the death of communication. Now, what does this law mean? Sameness is the death of communication. Now, this is what it means. Whenever you are communicating, don't communicate in a monotone. I remember one time I was speaking in one of our conferences. My mentor happened to be there. She was speaking on that day. That's Elizabeth McCormick, because I'm in a mentorship. I'm learning a lot. She's a world-class speaker, and I'm learning a lot from her. So after I spoke, she now sent me a feedback. He said, Michael, you're on 10 throughout. I know what she means. Now, watch this. People were clapping for me, they were hailing me. But what she told me was that I came into the meeting on a high note. My pitch was high till the end, but it's not supposed to be so. See, there's some point in your communication. You will raise your voice. There's some point in which your voice will be low. So there have to be a variation of pitch, a variation of tone. At times, you have to be conversational. That's why when you see great communicators, at times they speak in whisper. People lean in to hear what they are saying. It is intentional. Sameness is the death of. So if you want to kill a communication, you communicate with the same tone all through. There'll be some low, there'll be some high notes. You need to vary the tone. So it's so important. That's what we call the law of change up. I've broken that law before, so I can tell you that. But after she gave me that feedback, I improved. I was able to make it. That's why you have to find, develop, and refine your. It takes a lot of practice. Okay. Now the last essentials is why it is said, the reason. So this is what we call one of those ones, the law of adding value. That people may forget what you say, but they never forget how you make them feel. So this is what this law is like. You have to be intentional that as you are sharing, you are communicating, you want to make people feel empowered. So that is this law of adding value is the reason. That's why we call it why. It is the why behind your communication. You want to be an unforgettable experience. Like today, I want you to get value. Not just to fill up your notes. I want something to enter into you so that to know that, wow, I can become a better communicator. The next one on this one that we saw right here is The law of results. The greatest success in communication is action. Because at the end of the day, if people doesn't take action, it doesn't matter what you said, nothing will happen. There will be no transformation. So now let me take you and show you one of those laws quickly. I promise you now. Let me show you the law of leverage. Now, the law of leverage says good communicators lead with their strength and use them often. There are four primary connection points, and I call it the 4-ish. Some people, their own is heart. That's what we call emotional connection. It comes from your heart and appeals to the heart of the people you are communicating with. At this level, you are vulnerable and open. So there are some people that they communicate. They are heart people. You have to find out if you are a heart person. Some people, they are help people. This is adding value to people by giving them practical tools that can improve their lives. Some people, they are humor people. They know how to see the funny or absurd side of life. They know how to make people laugh. That is their primary connection point. Some people, they are hope people. They breathe life and hope into people. So out of this, you need to find out, are you a heart person or a hope or a help or a humor? Now, whenever you find which one you belong, that is the word you should use. Use it 99% of time. If you are not a humor person, don't make it your primary one. You see, you can use the 4, but use the one. Like me, I use the hope more. I like to breathe life into people. I like to show people that no, things can be better. I'm also help person. You see, but you must have a primary one. And that is what you should use often. That is what the law of leverage is all about. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Our time is really moving so fast. We're going to really quickly bring this to an end. Now, I want to share this quickly. There's a story I want to share with you. There's a man called Samuel Langley. This man was one of the first person that started experimenting, thermodynamics, aerodynamics, about flight. He was a professor and the director of Smithsonian Institution. Even the government even gave him grant, the federal the government in the United States, but it couldn't be a success, and he ended up being a disappointment. He couldn't really pull it off until this young men came that they were high school. That's the only thing they have. They are not professors. They are just bicycle mechanics. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Bright. Right. I just finished reading their books. I just finished reading their biography, and they begin to learn, and one thing I want you to see that is the difference between them. This is Orville and Wilbur when they were doing this is their demonstration flight in Smithsonian universities. Now, one thing I want you to know is this: information makes professors, but practice make inventors. You see, professors, they are perfect on paper. They are philosophers. Inventors, they are the people that are dirty in their hand. They are the one that are into practice. Now, this Samuel Langley, he had everything. He has credentials, funding, prestige, so many things. In fact, the project cost 70,000. Most of it are public fund. But this Weibo and over, they weren't even sponsoring their own project. They had no grants, no headlines, no applause. But what they have was practice. They were practicing, they were failing, they were learning, and all that it cost them to become a success was 1,000 paid from their bicycle business profits. Now, like I said, I just finished reading their biography. I mean, they were doing a lot of practice and practice. Now, it doesn't matter what you have learned about communication. If you don't practice, you can't be a better communicator. So that's why practice is so key. Now, I'm going to the nitty-gritty of this meeting right now. I just showed you that. I don't want you to become a professor. Information makes professors, but it is practice that makes inventors. It's so important. Don't forget that. Now, this is why I want to give you 2 circles. So there are 2 circles I want you to be aware of. One of them is called the circle of success, and the second one is the circle of doom. Now look at it. I want to see the difference. Now, I didn't call the second one circle of failure. There's no circle of failure because what is called failure is learning in disguise. Now, this is a circle. It is not a stage, it's a circle. So the circle of success said you have to test, fail, learn, improve, re-entry. That means you do it all over again. But in the circle of doom, it's only test, fail, and re-entry. This is the difference between Samuel Langley and the Wright brothers. If you test a lot, test is practice, you're going to fail a lot. So I want to challenge you from today. As you begin to learn, you have seen the levels of communication now. You have seen the laws. Begin to practice. Begin to practice how to move from level 1 to level 2. Listen, the more testing is practice, the more you test, you put yourself out there, you have an opportunity to speak somewhere. Listen, the more you go out, the more you're going to fail. The word fail is first attempt in learning. But after you fail, watch this, you're going to learn. And after you learn, you're going to improve. Then after that, do it again, re-entry. But those that embrace the circle of doom, they just test, fail, they do it again. They don't even learn. So you must take time to learn. Learn from your failure. My mentor just wrote a book, how to reap. Let me show you the book. 1 minute, please. I have the book right here. How to reap, how to get a return from your failure. Yeah. My mentor just wrote the book. The book will be out next month. How to get a return. Get a return on failure. You can get a return on failure. Failure is not a setback, it's a feedback. And I want to close on that. So don't be afraid. You can learn everything, but until you put it into practice, you can see change. So I'm going now. So if you can communicate and talk to other people and get across your ideas, you are giving up your potential. So I want you to reach your potential. And that's why quickly I want to show you what I want to close with what communicators do differently, what I call the communicator acronym. Quickly, this is the communicator acronym. So the first one is, if you want to be a better connector, do this. You need to connect before you correct. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Connections open the heart, corrections enters afterward. Correction can only comes after connection. So the second one is own your message. Don't borrow passion. Don't recycle ideas you don't believe. When you believe it deeply, they feel it instantly. That's why the law of conviction is right there. Then master the fundamentals. That's why I showed you all the laws. You have to master the laws. You have to know the laws. Clarity, brevity, storytelling, and all those things. Great communicators are not complicated. They are disciplined in the basics. That's why I've shown you the basics today. Then the next one is move the art. Move the art. What does it mean to move the art? Information informs, emotion transforms. If you don't move them emotionally, you won't move them behaviorally. And that's why you use stories and all that to move the art. Then the next one is understand your audience. Different room, different tone, different approach. Communication is not about what you want to say, it's about what they need to hear. Then the next one is N. Narrow your focus. Confused people don't act. One clear message is stronger than 10 scattered ideas. For instance, the message today is how to become a better communicator. It's a one clear message. So you have to narrow your focus. The next one is inspire action. Don't just aim for agreement, aim for application. Every message you answer, now what? So what do you want the people to do? You want to inspire action. Okay, quickly, we are spelling communicator. The acronym is communicator. The next one is C. Communicate with conviction. I've shown you that. I've given you the acronym, how to communicate with conviction. Energy transfers, belief broadcast. If you're uncertain, the audience will be unconvinced. You have to communicate with conviction. I've shown you how to do that. Then adjust in real time. Watch faces, read the room anytime you are speaking, shift when necessary. You have to move around. Communication is dynamic, not robotic. Don't just stand. When I go to a place, I move around. You can see me in the front now, I'm at the back. You move around. You don't have to stay in one place. You are not a tree. Then tell transformational stories. Tell transformation stories. Stories create memory hooks. Fact fades, story sticks. Fact tells, story sells. Optimize your delivery. So I've shown you how to vary your voice modulation, pauses, body language, timing. Sometimes how you say it matters more than what you say. Then the last one, reflect and refine. After each presentation, now watch this, this is very important. After each presentation, you want to ask a question: what worked? What connects with people, and how can I improve? Because growth is intentional. Now, I want to end by just, Jim Rohn said something that if you can communicate, you can get by. But if you can communicate skillfully, you can work miracles. So you have an opportunity to join. There's a class I'm starting next Saturday. And if you want to elevate your communication skills, and we'll be going. There's no time. In each class we have 90 minutes for 5 weeks. Just imagine what you got today. If you sign up for this class, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot. So registration has opened, and I'm going to put the link to register for this class now. For people that are interested, nothing is being forced on you, but I want to guarantee you something. If you really mean business to elevate your communication, take advantage of this. And I just shared the link with you now. If you register for this class, like I said, the second class is stopping. In fact, I'm starting the class in the next 2 minutes. I'm going to stop this one, and they are waiting for me right now. I'm starting that class. And if you want to sign up for this class, you have an opportunity. My name is Michael. I'm your friend. I want to say thank you for making it here today. And I believe you've gotten so